you mentioned you're in an open marriage, and we can get as personal or not as you want. I told you before we started recording, one of my main interests is jealousy. And maybe we could talk a little bit about jealousy and embodiment and some of the
sure.
marriage. Not that only people in open relationships struggle with jealousy by any means, but I mean, do you have any thoughts on jealousy?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, jealousy isn't like any emotion. It's an action you do in your body, which you can choose to do unconsciously or consciously. So people talk about emotions like they're victims of them. You made me angry, Zach.
Yep.
Or he made me happy. It's like, dude, think about it as an action. Emotions don't exist in the head. Emotions are bodily things. This is why if we've been angry, we get tense, right? If we're happy, we're open and radiant. Like, I can show you love. I can show you jealousy. I can show you depression. This is where acting works, right? Like, this is method acting. Our bodies, which direction is down is sadness down, which direction is happiness up, which direction is jealousy. That's an interesting one. But it has a shape. It has a tension pattern. Yeah, often it's tension, jealousy. And I'd say that's something that some people are definitely more prone to. So while I think we should take somatic responsibility for our emotions. We should take responsibility for our own emotions. You can't make me angry. I think we should also acknowledge that we have character. And I'm predisposed to be happy and angry, for example. You'll generally see me either happy and joking or pissed off. You generally won't see me sad or scared, probably in order, sad, sometimes scared, rarely. Okay. And yeah, maybe that's my cultural conditioning. Maybe that's my personality, whatever. Other people are less likely to get angry. They're more likely to get scared. Some people are just more inclined to jealousy. Those people should not do open relationships, right? Yeah. But it doesn't solve anything being in a monogamous relationship. Some of the most jealous people I know are jealous are in monogamous marriages. But here's the thing: they're putting their locus of control outside themselves. They're saying my happiness is dependent upon this woman or man loving me. So if your happiness is dependent upon somebody else doing something you can't control, like fundamentally, my wife loves me, but I don't know if that's going to last forever. Most things don't. I can't make her love me if she stops, right? I mean, I can influence that by being a decent human being and treating her well and giving her amazing flowers and oral sex and all the rest of it, but I can't make her love me. So that's out of my control. That's in my sphere of influence, not sphere of control. So if my happiness is dependent upon something in my sphere of influence or even further, it's completely out of control, I'm screwed. So of course I'm going to be insecure. Of course I'm going to be jealous. So I think that's the key thing, is making your happiness, your self-esteem, not dependent upon that person loving you, fucking you, giving you money, buying you flowers, whatever it is. Because of course you'll be jealous. And I want to acknowledge that it is, as far as I can tell, fairly characterological and cultural. Some cultures really indoctrinate like men to be jealous or women to be. I had a Colombian girlfriend and she found a hair in my house that was not her color. And, things were literally being thrown across the room. I don't even know where the hair came from. It wasn't anyone I fucked, but she just found one hair. Things were literally being thrown. I was like, whoa, an English girl would not do this shit, So it's partly cultural, partly characterological, but ultimately it's always somatic. It's always in the body. Does that help, Zach? Is that a fresh perspective, or is this?
No, that's very interesting, and I'd like to follow up. So maybe you can offer me some practical suggestions. So let's say I'm feeling jealous. Let's say I have an obsessive jealous thought about my girlfriend. Like, well,
yes,
she had sex with that guy and that's driving me crazy or whatever. Like, do you have any practical suggestions for me in that moment?
Sure. So first of all, the fact that you noticed that thinking was great. It means you've probably done some mindfulness. So that's the homework if you haven't. Okay. You're able to spot the thought before it becomes an embodied state. If it's too late and you've been caught in that thought and you're thinking about someone else's big black dick or whatever for like 10 minutes, right? You've been caught in it. You're in that embodied state. Now we need to work with the body. Okay. So this is now the time to relax the belly, to relax the shoulders. Breathe. Like, jealousy has a shape. If you're in a different shape, you can't be jealous. It's like you can't be sad while doing jumping jacks. You can't. You can't be angry while lying on a beach getting massaged. It's just impossible. So you can't be jealous if you're not in the shape of jealousy. So identify what the shape of jealousy is. It will probably be a tension pattern. It will probably be a holding of the breath and the stomach, for example, and then relax that shit. And that's easier said than done. Like anything, it takes practice, right? We're back to practice. So awareness and choice, noticing what happens. If you've got a body practice, that's a hell of a lot easier. You've got a foundation of noticing and then choosing to do something different.